Hi, everybody. Parnell Woodard. Welcome to the latest episode of Fran Tech. I am so excited to tell you that I have the one and the only Josh York from GymGuyz with us today. Josh, thanks so much for taking some time with us. For those of you that might not know a little bit about Josh, Josh is the founder and CEO of GymGuyz. He started in 2008, I think, if I'm correct, Josh, thereabouts. And you really have revolutionized fitness by bringing personalized on-demand workouts to clients' homes, businesses, virtually any place they are. I think you're up over 200 locations, about 1,200 cities here in the States, North America, and international, if I'm correct. Take a minute, Josh, and just tell us a little bit about kind of yourself and your background, if you would.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. We're actually over 3,000 cities now, but yeah, we bring the workout to you anywhere from your home office, pool, park, place of worship, hospitals, senior homes, assisted living facilities, daycares, you name it, right? We provide our 3 C's: convenient, customized, and creative workouts, and we are in the business of changing people's lives, and there's not a better thing to do, because I always say it's great to make a living. It's much better to make a difference.
Yeah, indeed. So we're going to touch on a number of different topics today as we get into it. We'll talk a little bit about AI. Obviously, the world is abuzz with AI, and depending upon who you want to talk to or listen to, there's all sorts of different opinions on it. We'll talk a little bit about franchisee onboarding and the technology in franchisee onboarding. We'll talk a little bit about technology in the client experience, data analytics and CRM, and then last but not least, security and cybersecurity. So before we jump into some of those, Josh, where do you see franchisors really needing to improve their utilization of technology going forward?
Well, look, I think, it's very, very important. I like to always say, if you don't pivot, you die, right? So, you need to always be changing, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. And technology has to be a very, very important component to your business model, because it's going to help in many different areas. And when you want to scale, you can really utilize the technology to help you do that, because no one grows alone. When I mean alone, you can't do it by yourself, but you also can't do it with X amount of team members. You really need to leverage that technology. And we have been able to do that and been very, very successful and continue to be very, very successful at it.
Yeah, indeed. Who do you think, outside of yourself, who do you think is doing it well right now? And it doesn't have to be in the fitness space. It could be just the general
Yeah,
franchisor
honestly,
kind of category.
the honest truth, Parnell, I am so focused, I don't even pay attention to everybody else. So I can't even answer that question to you.
That's okay. All right. So in terms of AI, right? Obviously, a lot of buzz of late on AI. I've talked a lot about what is called agentic AI, which is really the next iteration of AI. And people are going to be looking at ChatGPT a year from now, and they're going to say it looks like a calculator when you start to look at agentic AI. But how do you think AI is shaping the franchising at the franchisor level, at your level, at the corporate level? How is that affecting your business?
Listen, man, it's incredible what AI has been able to do, right? Like you're able to maximize your time, right? You're able to get so much time back in so many different areas. You just got to obviously know how to use it properly and align it appropriately with your business model. So for us, we've helped it in the launch process. We've helped it with our app. We've helped it in onboarding new franchise owners. And even just from a perspective of like doing research on projects, right? Like the amount of data that you can pull from it, which would normally take you, I don't know, maybe a couple days, maybe a week. You're getting that instantaneously right at your fingertips to be able to really help you, continue to be moving forward. So it's a big, as I like to say, big vision for the future for us is just to keep implementing a lot of it, and it's been great.
Yeah. Is there anything that kind of top of mind on the AI side that you've done recently that you're like, wow, that just helped us do something, whatever that was?
Yeah, it's funny. I did this recently. I just asked it to give me a SWOT analysis of GymGuyz. It's just, we were doing some strategic planning, and I just wanted to see what it would say. And let me tell you, man, it was pretty spot on. It was pretty cool.
Interesting. So now, did you take the learning from that, and are you using some of those, maybe those weaknesses and those threats, on that side to be able to reinforce or improve areas that you're working on?
Yeah, but it was actually, this is the first time in a long time that, here's the thing. I always say pain is progress, and it was very painful getting to where we are today. And that pain never really goes away, right? You want to be successful, you're going to have to experience pain. Like the more uncomfortable you are comfortable becoming, the more comfortable you become. Right? And for us, we had much more opportunities than we actually had threats. What was pretty cool was ChatGPT actually said that, I forgot how it was worded, but pretty much something along the lines of like, super brilliant, great business model, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty much what it said. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. And I know you're not going to rest on your laurels on that one. So you guys will continue to power forward. So what about challenges on the franchisee side? Do you see challenges with franchisees trying to use it, not using it, maybe creating problems with it?
So one thing that we do, and it's been very effective, we always make sure we're communicating with our entire franchise system. Very, very, very important. And that's also part of our culture and our core values, right? So, everyone is really utilizing it. I got to say, I don't really have any issues on that front. I would say if there's one thing that they can do better is just making sure, they're using the technology to full capacity. Like we've integrated AI and we built out a whole data platform where literally it allows owners to work obviously more on their business, less in their business, and really inspect what they expect. So they understand every aspect of their business. Like you would be blown away with what we've done with the technology. Like I'll tell you, we're not a $1 billion brand yet, keyword yet. We will be very soon. But what I will tell you is you could put our technology up to any $1 billion brand and it's as good, if not better. That's how good it is. And, I just think, you got to really just utilize. And sometimes what I've found is, people are very uncomfortable doing things that they're not comfortable doing, right? So like, if you're not comfortable doing something, you got to start a new habit and you don't really want to do it. Sometimes you really got to do that because, as I said before, you got to be willing to get more uncomfortable and stepping outside your comfort zone to do something like looking at a dashboard every day, diving into those details. Because most business owners, just in, I'd say, I don't know, small meetings here and there that I meet with, some of these people don't even know their numbers. Like, they don't even know what their expenses are every month, but like you need to get down to the nitty gritty to like, what's your cost per lead? What's your, closing on your percentage of, new clients? What's your retention on those new clients? What's your LTV on those new clients? Like, so technology allows you to help that, to do that,
Yeah.
right? And the AI is a big component that actually takes it all together. And, I can't be talking about all our proprietary stuff here, but
Yeah, of course. No,
does
I
some
don't want you
great
to.
stuff that allows us to be more engaged and knowledgeable about our client and their needs.
Yeah, yeah. For franchisee onboarding, talk to me a little bit about what you've done with technology and streamlining that for them, because that can be a cumbersome process, a stressful process for an incoming franchisee. How has technology helped you with that?
It just makes sure nothing gets missed, right? So like, the process that we put in place has been very, very helpful on many levels. But, back in the day, like there's many cracks, right? And like, you don't want things slipping through the cracks. The technology continues to alert you and make sure you're on top of it. So this task has not been completed, right? Like everything is about systems. So the technology allows you to create systems. Systems are needed to scale. Systems are needed to grow. And the systems, obviously with the backup on the technology side in those systems allows you to make sure nothing gets missed. Like if you have to do this task or you need to get another task done, or if someone hasn't, fulfilled their order for their vehicle, or if they didn't order their equipment yet, or whatever it may be, the system that we've implemented allows us to make sure everything's smooth, and obviously it speeds up the process much faster.
Yeah. Is that a learning management system or a tool that you've customized, or is it something you built from scratch? How did you guys
It's
approach
a
that?
tool we customized.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you like that approach typically, leveraging third-party tools and then customizing it to fit your business, or do you guys prefer to build proprietary?
A little bit of both. It depends. The thing is with our business model, no one's ever been able to create this category and professionalize the service. So it was very challenging for us for a long time. We had to use like these, just these softwares that are already in a box, and
Yeah.
a lot of them did not align with us. Now we obviously have the ability and the power to do it on our own and create those systems. Like this app we built from scratch, and we just released it recently. It's unbelievable, and our franchise owners are absolutely loving it.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you mentioning it to me before. Do you want to elaborate on it a little bit and share a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we just launched this new app that really like helps, keeps the client engaged, helps our franchise owners on, the process of onboarding a new client, getting all their documentation to their trainers, make sure the programs are created. We have the AI in there going based on obviously habits and training sessions and hours of sessions and what days and what times. It puts together all these algorithms. It's really crazy, man. And I got to tell you, it's really awesome, man. When I look at it, sometimes I got to pinch myself because you're talking to the guy who in 2008 used to take a hole puncher and punch holes on a little small card when someone completed a session.
Yeah.
So we've come a very long way from there.
Yeah, yeah. Have you had challenges with franchisees, in terms of onboarding? Has there been, tools or processes or that they've struggled to adopt?
I want to say, we don't like to use the word challenges, but because everything's always resolved. We've had some bumps in the road in regards to like, things getting missed, right? Because we didn't have the appropriate systems. And then we'd find out too late and then have to go back, make changes. So, in regards to like the bumps, I'd say they're all been related to kind of like, not having a tight process. And that's why implementing all the things we have implemented over the last couple of years have really streamlined that process. The technology works for itself. So it helps us make sure we do our job right.
How has it affected or reduced ramp up time for new franchisees in terms of generating revenue?
Weeks, like at least 3-4 weeks. It's made it to speed up the process because we're allowed to be on top of it, right? And in the early, steps of the process, when you're onboarding and you're getting ready to launch a business, like, you're having calls almost daily, if not, every other day. So we're able to really push that process because we know where you are, right? We see everything, we have it dialed in, and, everything's through these API integrations. So we're working with vendors, we know what's going on, and it just makes things that much easier.
Yeah. And that's a great result for the franchisee too, because they can get into business faster. They can start to generate some revenue faster, and that's a big win for them at the same time. So, what about the client experience on the end user, the end client? How are you using technology to enhance that experience for the clients?
Making sure the client understands everything about themselves, from their nutrition to their workouts to their actual activity that's being done on a daily basis, and that's all done through the technology app as well. We also keep the engagement there with the trainer and the client, so they can have a connection as well when they're not working out. So they have programs and things they could be doing on the days that they're not using us. But I think the most important thing when creating technology, you got to make sure your customer, your client, whoever, is very happy, right? That's the number one most important thing. Happy, and it's easy, and it's simple, and it's 1, 2, 3. And that's what we focused on, and that's why we've been able to continue to deliver that great service. So the clients, obviously, they're not just working out with a personal trainer, right? They're working out with a brand that's created an experience for them, and it's all about that experience.
Yeah. So the app then allows the client to be able to manage or monitor their food intake, all their workouts, calorie burn, weight management. Anything else in there that I'm missing?
Yeah, there's a lot of other things, and phase 2 of that with with what we're going to add in there, it's going to be some pretty cool stuff with gamification, and some AI is going to be integrated. So I can't dive into everything because
no, it's
a little top secret still, but it's going to be great, and it's going to continue to keep creating that good experience, and also creating community, right, which is also very important to us.
Yeah. What about client engagement or client retention? Have you used any technology or tools to try and improve that? That's always an issue in a subscription-based kind of a model, right? Retention and keeping clients engaged.
Yeah, so I will tell you, I'm not a big fan of that because I think, number one, and this is never going anywhere, human interaction is the most powerful thing, and that's why our business is so successful. And people have really gotten away from doing the little things that count, like handwritten thank you cards, like calling someone up to check in on them. They're just letting technology do that. And that's a horrible, horrible way to build a relationship. On that front, I'm not going to change that because, we want, I can't tell you how many people call me up and be like, I can't believe I got that card from you. I can't believe you called me on my birthday. I'm not using automation for that. Okay. Yeah. I might use it as a reminder.
Exactly.
I'm not using it. And I don't even care that I'm saying this because people are just lazy and they won't even listen or do anything I'm even saying anyway. So at the end of the day, it's not like I'm giving out secrets, but the truth is you got to keep that relationship going. It's very, very important. And I will tell you, just as a person who uses other services, no one really does it. I will tell you that right now. Everyone just focuses on using the technology.
Yeah.
It's like, going to like, your best friend's, let's say, wedding. And, you guys have been best friends for 25 years, and he sends you a printout card of him and his new wife. And it just says, thank you for attending my wedding, versus him writing, like a thank you, like, man, your best of man speech was incredible. I'm so happy. We're like brothers. It's been great growing up. You understand what I'm saying? It's very different.
Yeah. But you're right. It's, I think people miss that. They try and take technology that extra step and that extra yard, and they lose that element of that personal touch, right? The technology can, like you just said, use it as a tool to remind you to create those tasks, but do the outreach individually and do that as a person. And as we go forward and use more and more technology, that's going to become even fewer and farther between, sadly, but I suspect that it will, Okay. Data analytics and CRM, obviously a big part of it. You've got a whole bunch more data now, especially with the new app that's coming along. How are you leveraging analytics to make better business decisions at the franchisor level?
Oh, well, that's a very simple answer. It's just we're looking at what's coming in. We're looking at conversions. We're looking at how many leads it takes to close. We're really looking at that data that's in that CRM, and how, it really, it's our tool of like how we're making decisions, right? And the more, and I'll tell you, it's very funny because back in the day, I would just kind of fly, and jump out the plane without the parachute because we really didn't, we were inexperienced and we didn't know. But over time, look, numbers don't lie, and if you rely on the data, the numbers are right there. So your story's laid out for you. You just got to look at it, analyze it, and understand it. And we're going to continue to keep doing that.
Yeah, yeah. Are there key metrics that you feel like, as a franchisor, are there key metrics that you think other franchisors should be focused on? I mean, there's always locations and location growth and, franchisee growth and turnover and such. But
It really depends on your business. It really depends on your business. For me, like how fast you answer a phone call, right? I don't think a lot of people do that. That's a big one, right? Like, listen, if you don't show up, your business is not going to blow up. And you got to be like, I'll jump out of the shower back in the day to answer when I used to answer the phone. Like, if someone's calling you, if you look at the statistics behind it of the chances of getting that client, if you don't pick up that phone, it drops like almost 40%. Like, it's crazy. So like, things like that, super important. How you sound on the phone. I can't tell you how many people I call and they're like, hello. And I'm like, oh, hello, is this so-and-so's air conditioning company? Oh yeah, that's us. Why don't you answer the phone like that? Oh yeah, that could be a good idea. Oh yeah, what can I do for you? Like, just being professional, being upbeat.
well, showing a little enthusiasm for what you do in the company you work with or you own in this case. If they're franchisees and they're answering the phone like that, doesn't really make you want to work with them,
Energy is contagious and it's very, very important. So like, things like that I think are good to measure.
Yeah, interesting. You talked about close rates. You talked about some of those. Anything on the franchisee side? Are there any new metrics that you're seeing kind of come up as a result of this additional data and some of the apps that you're seeing that maybe you had thought about before?
No, not really. It's still kind of new for us to kind of even look and analyze that. Maybe in a couple of months I could answer that differently, but at the moment, no.
Okay. How do you ensure that franchisees are actually using your tools, your CRM, some of your technology?
Inspect what you expect. Oh, we see everything, right? Every usage, how often they log in, the time, we see everything. We see everything. You got to inspect what you expect. And if you don't have those systems in place tied with your technology, you're going to be flying. You're going to be flying literally with a blindfold on.
Yeah. Security, cybersecurity, big issue. We saw last week what happened with DeepSeek and such. But with so many moving parts in that system, how do you approach cybersecurity across all of your locations and your franchisees?
Yeah, so I hire someone who's really good at that because I have no knowledge about that, and I know they're really good and they take care of that. So, but I will tell you, I know like just how we even manage our passwords is out of control. It's pretty crazy, like from where it was before.
Yeah.
So, you got to make sure you really hire an expert in those fields, and that is not something that I'm an expert in. So I hire the people who I can trust, who are experts in that area, and make sure we are protected because we've had many things happen over the years, and as we continue to keep growing and getting larger and larger, and now we've built a brand, you're going to get more things that are going to happen like that.
Oh yeah,
so you got to be on top of that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That was one of the things I was going to ask you. Have you faced any security threats or challenges that really kind of forced you to make a change on the technology side?
Yeah, 100%. Someone sent a wire for $40,000 once. I lost the money. Gone, done. So we hacked the email, thought it was me. Controller sent the money out. I lost it. Done, gone.
Ouch. Any advice you would give to franchisees to ensure that they're keeping their data secure? Not just inside GymGuyz, but even other franchisees.
Hire a professional to help you and assist you, and make sure you learn and listen and understand what they're telling you, because you're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to know everything. The biggest thing for you to be successful is focus on what you're good at and make sure you delegate and hire everything else so you can surround yourself with other great people, because teamwork makes the dream work, and that's how you're going to grow, right? So if you don't know something, that's okay to say you don't know something. Find someone who does, get that advice, bring them on as a consultant, hire them as a full-time, team member, whatever it may be, but make sure you're surrounding yourself with the appropriate people and you understand, and do a lot of reading too. And you could use AI to ask these type of questions. You can go you can research. You can say, tell me about, some case studies that have happened with franchise organizations, cybersecurity breaches, and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
There's so many things you can do. Like, you have so much out there. Go on the computer and research.
Yeah. I like your phrase. Inspect what you expect. You've got some great phrases on that. All right. A couple quick rapid fire questions for you. Number one, best business book you've read recently?
Recently, I'm not going to say recently. I'm just going to say, because it's my favorite book, is Shoe Dog: The Story of Nike. That is the greatest business book in the world, and that is always going to be my answer. And if you're looking to become in business and do something that no one's ever been able to do before, I would highly implore you to read it.
It's called Shoe Dog.
Shoe Dog: Story of Nike.
No, I don't think I've read that one. Cool. If you weren't in franchising, what would you be doing?
Playing ice hockey professionally.
Nice. Favorite team?
Islanders.
All right. Mike Bossy guy. No. What's the one technology tool that you can't live without?
That I can't live without would be my dashboard. I can't live without it. I'm freaking obsessed with that thing. Can't live without it.
I know your workout regimens are pretty well documented. What you do in the morning, your cold plunge, everything like that. But at the end of the day, what's your favorite way to unwind after you've had a long day?
My favorite, which is top secret, I don't share this with many people. I get a foot massage. I actually do it almost every day. 30 minutes first of all, your feet control the most nerves in your entire body. That's number one. Number two, I don't do drugs. I've never done drugs. I've never been drunk. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do anything. I don't party. But one thing I do is I get foot massages. So if you add up the average amount of person of how much alcohol they buy on a weekly basis, and you take that number and you times it over the last, I don't know, 17, I'm 40 now. So let's say 20 years, I've saved a lot of money. So for me, foot massages are the thing. And, this place I go to, I'm their best customer. I'm literally there every day.
Nice.
Almost every day, but it's just that 30 minutes allows me to really decompress and relax and kind of like unwind. Because for me, what the most important thing besides, look, success, people look at success as like a monetary thing. Success is like a threefold thing, right? So for me to be successful, I got to be good. I got to be in good shape. I got to look good, right? I got to make sure I'm successful, not just making money, but helping people, changing lives, and making sure my franchisees are profitable. And the third part of that is I got to be present with my family and my kids, right? So if I don't get to unwind and just kind of have that time to decompress when I come home, then I'm not really fully there. So that's very important to me. And I continue to focus on that and develop that over the years to become getting better and better at that because, everyone's got the same 24 hours in a day, right? But people don't know how to manage their time, and people like to make excuses and say they don't have time. Let me tell you something. The chances are I'm probably more busy than you are. I'll almost guarantee it, whoever's listening to this, and I make time for everything. So there's no excuses. You got to execute and you got to make time and figure it out.
Yeah, no, it's well said. Last question for you. If you could have lunch with any entrepreneur or business leader, who would it be and why?
So, it's crazy because I'm actually going to be having lunch with this person, but I can't share it yet. So
okay.
But all I'm going to say is one of the best businesses in the world. I'm going to be sitting down with the founder of that company. So that's the person, but I can't put it out there yet because it didn't happen yet. But if you kind of think back to what I said earlier, you can figure out who it is.
And what are the things you're going to probe at? What kind of things do you want to learn from them?
I just want to know just a couple different things, like that they had like nothing but massive, massive problems, probably for more than half of this person's life, right? Severe debt, pretty much 42 years of their life, just craziness, right? And I'm just going to ask a couple questions around that. I already know the answers because here's what it comes down to. If you don't train your mindset, you don't have anything. If you don't train your mindset, you're never going to be successful. If you don't develop your mindset, you're never going to be successful. Mindset is about 90% of everything. And if you have the right mindset, you will always continue to win because people always focus on, the great times, great times, great times. Well, let me tell you something. The bad times are coming, and that is in every single business, life interaction, everything. How you handle yourself in those bad times is really what's going to define you. So if you don't focus on developing that mindset, you don't have anything.
Yeah. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we choose to respond to it. So,
that is correct.
Yeah. Awesome. If folks want to connect with you, learn more about you, your brand, contact information.
Yeah, you just go online, you go to GymGuyz.com, you can just search me and I'll pop up. I'm very active on social media, and that's how you can find me.
Cool. Josh, thanks so much, man, for taking some time today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
So grateful for having you on and just, connecting with you years ago like we did. So I really appreciate it. Folks, Parnell Woodard from Frantech, and we'll see you next time.